so I would tell you that authentic learning is exactly what it says, is that it is authentic to the student. It doesn't have anything to do with me. It doesn't have anything to do with my preparation or anything to do with that. I've heard 1,000 times from my AP students that they hate graphic organizers. And so one of the things that I have tried really hard to do is to not do graphic organizers unless I feel like they are appropriate or that they're needed. I believe that a classroom should be a place to create a space of comfort and joy of learning and the ability to express yourself without worry of somebody having some kind of thought or idea that you're wrong or that you have something that shouldn't be said, or you have an idea that shouldn't be displayed, or you are a person who people shouldn't listen to, because that's not true ever. And so I believe that every student is capable of taking control of their own learning. And so part of the reason that I believe that authentic assessments are so important is because it does just that. It allows students to exhibit themselves and allows them the ability to be themselves. Tell you that, especially for AP, my class is discussion based. And what that means is I sit back and watch most of the time. I might give guiding questions, I might give ideas, but for the most part, I let my students take things and run with them. I believe that the more openness you allow students to have, the more that they will express their truths and the way that they see things and the way that they interpret literature. And so I think that that's really important. And I believe that lots of positive things happen when you give students the ability to run things, is kind of not a better way to say that. I use Socratic Seminar, but instead of using Socratic Seminar in the way that you get 3 tokens or you have to say something and then everybody else has to reply, if you do it correctly, then students will automatically do that and they'll say, you're monopolizing the conversation, or, hey, can you say what you thought? Because we were talking about this earlier today and I really liked what you had to say, or things like that. So that's the biggest strategy. We sit around the table instead of everybody at their own individual desks or each different people at different tables. We all sit around one great big table, and so everybody has the ability to speak and to be heard in an authentic way. When we give students the ability to say what they want to learn, we become better teachers. And I never teach a book I don't like. I never do an assignment I wouldn't want to do myself. I never push kids out of their comfort zone in a way that is not good for them. I do push them out of comfort zone, let me say that. However, I don't do it in a way that makes them uncomfortable with themselves. Maybe themselves as a learner, but not themselves individually. I rely heavily on colleagues, but not colleagues in my building because I'm on an island. And so there are lots of forums for AP teachers and lots of Facebook pages and Instagram posts and all of those kinds of things that I rely heavily on and use and ask questions and, give comments and share lesson plans and that kind of thing. So that's kind of where most of this comes from. Go with your gut. That if something isn't working, abandon it. Mid-sentence if you have to. Don't finish something because that's what you planned for the day. Don't do something because that's what your colleague is doing. Don't do something because that's what's expected of the standard or what the state put out or what any of those kinds of things. And I know I can probably get in a lot of trouble for this, but the truth is that you are the keeper of your fate and you are the master of your classroom. And so if you believe with everything that you have that what you're doing isn't working, stop, because you're not doing yourself any favors, you're not doing your students any favors, and you're not being the teacher that you need to be. And so I think that so many times we worry so much about what's going to happen if admin walks in the door, or what's going to happen if a parent calls, or what's going to happen if, and the truth is, let them come, because if you are doing your best work, there is nothing that they can question that would cause you pause or should cause you pause. I think it's really important to be where your students are. I live in the community I work in. I go to church in the community I work in. I grocery shop in the community I work in. I go to the plays. I go to the baseball games. I go to the basketball games. I do all of the things because that also is really, really, really important, is that your students see you where they are, not that they only see you in your room. Because if you want to make an impact, you have to make an impact in the classroom and outside the doors of the school as well. So that's me.